Welcome to phase 3. We're on bicycles! We made it to lovely Newport from Newport from Westport. Great. It's pretty, it's lovely, and now it's raining and we've decided to go back. Yes, we're going back?
We're going back.
Okay. The only problem with Westport to Newport is that direction was mostly downhill. I'm about as good as hills on a bike as I am walking, turns out. We made it back to Westport. It's pretty. Today's been a beautiful day. I mean, cloudy and it rained a little, but it's a beautiful day for Ireland. Everyone keeps telling us so. And then after we dropped the bikes off, we found this beautiful little church. It was great. And so we were all looking around and my parents were taking pictures and then they left. Well, the 3 of us left and then there'd been a couple other people in the church. And as we were slowly walking out of the church, they left too. And I sort of pretended that I needed to go back for something. I didn't. I just wanted to sing in a church because it sounds pretty. It was fun. And now we have to go find the car. And Dad thinks he knows where he's going, but we're taking a different route. So I'm lost. But I used to know where I was going. Dad was right. I know where we are now. What happened was, we got to Westport, and the place that we knew about where we were going to rent the bikes from were sold out of bikes because it's such a lovely day that all the bikes are gone. And so she called down to a different bike shop, and they still had 3 bikes left, so we went down there. And so I knew the route from the one bike shop to the other bike shop, and then I knew the route from that bike shop back to our car. And if you know me, you know that I can't. I would have had to do the route. It wasn't that far, it would have been fine. But Dad cut out the other bike shop. We just went from our bike shop back to the car. I'm mostly annoyed, so impressed doesn't really fit into it, but it's really hard to not revert back to my teenage angst, embarrassed by everything my parents do when I'm with them, apparently. Gotta work on that. Good morning. I have no idea what day of the trip this is. I don't even know what day it is. But we had internet last night, and I received a ton of photos of people with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, so at least we're into August. We were hoping to go, well, we're gonna go there anyways, but Ben Bulben is some sort of hill mountain thing with a good view, but I think that is it, and that's just fog up there. That's all we can see of the hill. So we got a couple more kilometers to go till the viewpoint. We'll see what we can see. But we did find this random church and graveyard where W.B. Yeats is, Yeats? I don't know, where he's buried. And there's a lovely, somebody, I forget her name too, but in 2002 it looks like she designed, it's a tribute, but I'll take a picture of it and put it on Facebook, but it's quite lovely. It's out front. It's the Tread Softly for You're Treading on My Dreams poem, or at least a bit of it. But there's also a sculpture of go look at the picture, you'll see. Anyway, off we go. We found a beach, an actual sandy beach. It is called Mullaghmore. I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea if you can hear me. It's a bit windy. Well, I'm standing in the ocean on a sandy beach in the sun in Ireland. And I mean, a sunny day in Ireland is like super cloudy, but a little patch of blue sky straight above me, which you probably can't see, but I can see blue. I found a jellyfish on my way out here. It's waiting for high tides so that I can get back to the ocean. So I should probably be watching where I'm walking in the water rather than, talking to a vlog. That was a shell, not a jellyfish. I'm fine. So we had a lovely time at the beach and then we stopped for lunch. And now we've realized that if we just drive straight from here, it's going to be like 4:30 by the time we get to our place tonight, and they're making us supper, so we should get there. But we keep seeing things like castles. It's impossible to get anywhere on time. We're in Northern Ireland. It's gorgeous. It stopped raining and the sun came out. It's a lovely evening. My dad has some relatives, me too, I guess, up here, and they're very kind and they let us stay. They're taking us on a tour of their local area, and it turns out that Game of Thrones was filmed near here. Just a scene, I think, in the first season with Arya and Gendry and Hot Pie when they were on the King's Road. So this is called the Dark Hedges, and it's all these cool beech trees. Apparently it used to just be a cool road that locals knew about, and now there's always people there. People ahead of me, there are people behind us. The van pulled up, a kid jumped out, touched a tree, jumped back in, and then drove away. Like, people are weird. It does look pretty cool. Like, it was worth looking at, even if it wasn't in Game of Thrones. This has turned into a Game of Thrones tour. This is called Ballintoy Harbor, but apparently they filmed something here. There's no descriptive sign telling me what they filmed here, and I have no idea. But it's pretty. Look at that, it's great. I abandoned them I wanted to go walk along the thing, and sea air is nice. Kind of stinks, but it's like salty and it stinks, but in a good way. Better than a London way. Yesterday when we were cycling, we were going through these fields and the wind was like blowing directly into our faces, and I felt like it was blowing the smell of manure directly into our faces. It was great. It's just so pretty. Ireland is so pretty. And now it looks like they've abandoned me. I don't have a clue where they went. I found them. They're waiting for me there. Down there. Really is lovely. I wish the light was better. They're calling to me. We should go. But it's lovely. Good morning. It's day 7. I know that because we're here from Thursday to Thursday, which is 8 days. And tomorrow we leave. I can do math. Simple math. Slept very well. Somebody was being a little loud and woke me up this morning. There's sheep right outside my window. Fun times. I genuinely have no idea where I am right now. They're taking us on a tour of the coastline and we're going to end up at Giant's Causeway. And it's beautiful. We've been to a couple of tiny places like this, but I guess I'll look it up on a map when we get home. Caves. I love a good cave. Oh, it's just kind of darkness back there, but it's a cave. And the Game of Thrones tour accidentally continues. The caves back there were, spoiler, season 2 spoilers, where Melisandre gives birth to her shadow murderer. I feel like it's going to be hard to find a place in Northern Ireland that hasn't been used in Game of Thrones. Cushenden Caves. Yeah, Cushenden Caves. See, they put up these signs that tell me what's going on and who's in it, because I wouldn't just look at a cave and be like, obviously. I'm not that much of a nerd, guys. This place is called Tor Head. The weather was sunny and great, but the storm was coming in. We found another one! But this time there's no tourists because the roads getting here were insane. And that's still Scotland in the background, and we've got another one! Hilarious story. This is still the same bay. Like the other location was just at the road, but it's a completely different thing that they filmed. Like, that one takes place in Westeros and this one does not. I gotta go explore now. It's just so cool. Look at this little bay thing. It's Slaver's Bay and Essos. I don't know how to pronounce anything in Game of Thrones. Alright, I was gonna talk and walk, but the path is not really conducive to that, so we're so lucky to have these relatives. We're not, like, cousins, but certainly not first cousins. I'm not sure on how we're related, but they're showing us around and letting us stay, so I'll take it. They've been very kind, and it's all these spots, like, we never would have come here because, well, the roads were too scary and there were no signs, and we went to the Bushmills Distillery. I'm making our friends at the table laugh now. And I'm trying the 12-year. It's super gross. No. We're on our way to Giant's Causeway. It's gotten windy, and it was raining, but now it's not. Fingers crossed it stays that way. But, like, look how cool it is down there. These are the pipes? The organ? I don't know what they're called. Mom said something. It's because they look like organ pipes. Anyways, it's pretty cool. Giant's Causeway is just there. And I have not been this wet since Bristol. Good times, though. Alright, I don't know if you can see it, but it's raining and it looks super cool. There's, like, also mist, and so you can, like, see these sheets of mist kind of going past, and then it's rain. It looks cool, and it was worth a shot. Also, wave ahead. Oh god, I have to put it away. It's raining too much. Bye! You probably can't hear this at all, but it's super windy! So, in case none of my footage worked out because it was so windy, Giant's Causeway was back there and it was super cool, and I hope we get to see some of the footage, but like, it was so windy. Good morning. This is our last day in Ireland, but mostly yesterday was our last day in Ireland. Today mostly involves driving back to Dublin. We left later than we had hoped, but probably as early as was reasonable, and we had time for one more touristy stop, so we found this place that I'm not even going to begin to pronounce. It's an old monastery whose history dates back to the early 500s. And yeah, so there's a tower back there and a super well-preserved cross. I can't see where I'm pointing. There. Oh, you can't see it. I'll get better at that. Probably not. So I think there are 3 of these old Irish high crosses, which is, I think, why the site is important, because it's so old. The best preserved one, which might be this one, it told me which direction the best preserved one was facing, but me and directions, so who knows. But yeah, one of the crosses for sure dates back to the 10th century, and then I lost interest. I'm bad at reading signs, so I didn't finish reading about the other 2 crosses. So I'm enjoying the delightful mix of super old headstones that are so worn you can't read them, to this one that was erected in 1799, which is right next to this one, like same plot. That's somebody who died in 1929. That's not far apart. Of course you're in the same plot. We made it back to London! My parents are over there getting a transit pass for the week, and I'm trying to find a time to film this without... We had an incredible trip. We saw so many things, and we met so many awesome people, but nobody fell off a cliff or a castle, nobody got washed away by a wave, and we didn't die in a car accident. We are touristic right! So I hope you had like a 10th of the fun that we had watching this, and that you don't mind that I split it into 3 parts. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for new videos every Tuesday and Friday. We saw so many, and we met lots of but